Nike just did something they've never done before in the history of women's basketball. And I'm not talking about just another endorsement deal or some basic team merchandise. I'm talking about turning Caitlin Clark into a luxury sports brand. Yes, you heard that right. A luxury brand that's about to completely transform how we think about women's sports marketing. While everyone was sleeping, Nike and the Indiana Fever just pulled off the most coordinated merchandise launch I've ever seen in luxury brand strategy exposed women's basketball. And the best part, they kept it completely secret until yesterday. Nike officially unveiled Caitlin Clark's signature logo, stylized interlocking CCs. And let me tell you, this isn't your typical athlete endorsement situation. This is Nike betting the farm on women's basketball in a way they never have before. The first item featuring Clark's logo, a navy and yellow logo t-shirt, goes on sale September 1st on Nike's website. But here's where it gets interesting. The Indiana Fever didn't just announce this with a press release. They transformed the entire Gainbridge Fieldhouse experience. As someone who secret coordinated launch revealed, covers women's sports and understands branding, what Nike is doing here is revolutionary. They're not positioning Caitlin Clark as just another basketball player with some signature gear. They're creating what I can only describe as an affordable luxury sports brand. Think about this for a second. When you look at traditional luxury brands, Chanel, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, they have iconic interlocking letters. The double C's for Chanel, the interlocking G's for Gucci. Now look at Caitlin's logo. Those aren't just her initials thrown together. This is sophisticated brand design that positions her in that luxury space. But here's the genius part. It's affordable luxury. Nike is making high-end design accessible to young athletes and fans who could never afford a $3,000 Chanel bag but can absolutely invest in a $30, $50 piece of Caitlin Clark merchandise that gives them that same luxury aesthetic. Caitlin Clark's Nike logo was unveiled outside Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Tuesday ahead of the Indiana Fieldhouse. But what made this special wasn't just the announcement, it was the execution. All fans attending the Storm game received Caitlin Clark branded t-shirts with her new logo. And let me tell you, this created an instant collector's market. These weren't mass-produced promotional items. These were the first pieces of officially branded interlocking CC logo analysis Caitlin Clark Nike merchandise ever distributed. Think about the psychology here. Instead of doing a traditional online announcement followed by months of waiting for product availability, they created an exclusive in-person experience. Every fan who walked into that arena became part of Caitlin Clark's bland launch story. When Caitlin showed up to the game, she wasn't just wearing her new merchandise. She was showcasing a complete lifestyle brand. Custom Nike crop top, oversized joggers, with her logos and accessories that screamed high-end fashion meets athletic performance. This is where Nike's vision really becomes clear. They're not just selling basketball gear. They're selling a lifestyle. They're telling young women that they can be athletic and fashionable, competitive and elegant, professional and stylish. The fact that Caitlin wore a full head-to-toe look, featuring her own branding sends a message. This isn't just about putting your name on a shoe or a t-shirt. This is about creating a complete brand identity that extends far beyond basketball. Let's talk about the business strategy here, because this is where it gets really interesting. Nike officially announced that Caitlin Clark will get her first signature sneaker in 2026, but they're not making fans wait too years to buy into the brand. Caitlyn's upcoming logo collection will include essential t-shirts, hoodies, shorts, and pants for athletes of all ages, as well as additional premium pieces for adults. This is a tiered approach that's absolutely brilliant. You've got your entry-level pieces for kids and Gainbridge Fieldhouse experience teenagers, the t-shirts and basic hoodies that parents will buy without breaking the bank. Then you've got your premium adult pieces for the collectors and serious fans who want the luxury experience. And by 2026, when her signature shoe drops, there will already be an established ecosystem of Caitlin Clark merchandise. Fans will already be emotionally and financially invested in the brand. The shoe launch won't be starting from zero. It'll be the culmination of a multi-year brand building strategy. But what happened at Gainbridge Fieldhouse wasn't just about merchandise. It was about creating a cultural moment. Fans received t-shirts that read "Caitlin was here," which honestly is perfect branding, even though it was somewhat awkward timing. Given the circumstances, Caitlin was here isn't just a slogan. It's a statement about impact and legacy. It's saying that Caitlin Clark didn't just play basketball. She transformed it. She left her mark. And now fans can literally wear that statement. The fact that this happened at a home game in Indianapolis, where Caitlin has become not just a basketball player but a cultural icon, makes it even more significant. This wasn't a corporate boardroom deciding to launch some merchandise. This was a community celebrating one of their own, reaching a historic milestone. What I love about fashion-forward design strategy. This launch is how fashion-forward the entire approach is. Traditional sports merchandise has always been pretty basic. Team colors, team logos, maybe the player's number, but what Nike is doing with Caitlin's brand feels more like what you'd see from a high-end, street-tier collaboration. The oversized fit of her joggers, the crop top styling, the way the logos are integrated into the design rather than just slapped on. This shows that Nike understands their target audience isn't just basketball fans. They're targeting fashion-conscious young women who want to represent Caitlin Clark as part of their personal style. This is especially important because women's sports merchandise has historically been an afterthought. You'd get a men's jersey, shrunk down and maybe offered in pink, as if that's what female fans wanted. But Nike is designing Caitlin's line from the ground up with women's fashion sensibilities in mind. The timing of this launch is absolutely perfect, and I don't think it's a coincidence. We're in the middle of playoff season when WNBA viewership is at its peak. Clark's apparel collection will drop in October, which means the full line will be available right as the season ends, and people are looking for ways to stay connected to their favorite players during the off-season. By September, when the first pieces go on sale, fans will have spent months watching Caitlin play at the highest level. They'll be emotionally invested in her success and ready to invest financially in her brand. And then by the time her signature shoe launches in 2026, there will be 2 full seasons of additional brand building, more achievements to celebrate, and an even larger fan base ready to support her. The social media response to this launch has been incredible to watch. Social media users shared their unfiltered thoughts regarding the design online. And while not everyone loves the logo design, the conversation itself is valuable. When people are debating your brand design, sharing photos of your merchandise, and discussing your business strategy, that's free marketing. Nike doesn't need everyone to love the logo. They just 2026 signature shoe timeline need people to notice it and remember
it.
And the fact that fans at the game immediately started posting photos of themselves in their new Caitlin Clark shirts created organic, authentic marketing content that you literally
Cannot buy.
These aren't paid influencers or corporate sponsors.
These
Are real fans sharing genuine excitement about representing their favorite player. This launch represents something much bigger than just Caitlin Clark getting a shoe deal. This is Nike making a statement about the commercial viability of women's sports. They're not
just giving her a signature line.
They're giving her the full luxury brand treatment that's typically reserved for male superstars. Think about how many WNBA players have gotten signature shoes over the years.
We're talking about a
Very small number. But Caitlin isn't just getting a signature shoe.
she's
Getting a complete lifestyle brand with multiple product categories and a multi-year rollout strategy. This sets a precedent for how other brands can approach women's sports partnerships. Instead of treating female athletes as lesser versions of male stars, Nike is showing that women's sports can support premium luxury level branding.
as a
Woman covering women's sports. What excites me most about this launch is what it means for the next generation of female athletes. When young girls see Caitlin Clark getting the full luxury brand treatment, they understand that women's sports can be just as commercially valuable and culturally significant as men's sports. This isn't charity or corporate social responsibility. This is business. Nike is investing in Caitlin Clark because they believe she can sell products and build a profitable brand. That's the kind of validation women's sports has needed for decades. Young female athletes now have a clear example of what's possible. They can see that excellence in women's sports can translate into business opportunities, brand partnerships, and cultural influence that extends far beyond the
court.
Now, I haven't gotten my hands on the actual merchandise yet, but based on business strategy breakdown, what I'm seeing in the photos and videos, the quality looks legitimate. This isn't cheap promotional material. The fabrics look substantial, the fits look intentional, and the design details suggest real investment in product development. That matters because Caitlin's brand can't succeed on hype alone. If fans buy these products and they fall apart after a few washes, or if the sizing is inconsistent, or if the designs look cheap in person, that damages the entire brand strategy.
But
if Nike has put the same level of investment into product quality that they've clearly put into the marketing and design strategy, then this brand has real staying power. One thing I really appreciate about this approach is the price accessibility. While we don't have official pricing for most of the collection yet, the fact that they're starting with basic t-shirts and hoodies suggests they're keeping entry-level pricing reasonable. This is crucial for building a sustainable fan base. If only wealthy fans can afford Caitlin Clark merchandise, the brand can't grow beyond a niche market. But if a teenager can save up for a t-shirt and a college student can invest in a hoodie, then you're building a broad-based brand that can support premium products at the top.
and
The company said Clark's first signature shoe and clothing collection will be released in 2026, which means we're looking at an 18-month brand building period before the main event. That's a long time to sustain excitement and build anticipation, but it's also a smart timeline. It gives Nike time to gauge market response, refine their strategy, and build the infrastructure needed to support a major product launch. By 2026, if everything goes according to plan, Caitlin Clark won't just be a basketball player with some merchandise. She'll be a lifestyle brand with an established customer base and proven commercial track record.
what
happened at Gainbridge Fieldhouse wasn't just a merchandise launch.
It was a
Statement about the future of women's sports marketing. Nike just showed every other brand in the world that women's social media response analysis. Sports can support luxury-level branding, sophisticated marketing strategies, and premium product development. For fans, this means better merchandise, more investment in women's sports, and recognition that our purchasing power and brand loyalty is valuable. For athletes, this creates a roadmap for building commercial success alongside athletic excellence.
and for
The industry, this proves that women's sports isn't a charity case or a corporate responsibility initiative. It's a legitimate business opportunity that can generate real profits when approached with the same level of investment and sophistication as men's
sports.
The Caitlin Clark brand is just getting started, but what we saw this week suggests it's going to be something special. Nike has created a blueprint for how to launch a women's sports brand in 2025, and I predict we're going to see other companies trying to replicate this approach with their own female athlete partners. This is what progress looks like in women's sports. Not just better gameplay or higher attendance, but business strategies that recognize the commercial value of female athletes and invest accordingly. What do you think about Nike's approach to launching Caitlin's brand? Are you planning to buy any of the merchandise when it drops in September? Let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious to hear how fans are responding to this strategy.